Welcome back to your practice. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to do a combo of movement and meditation. So we're going to do a little gentle movement to prepare the hips, the back, the shoulders, and the intercostals for our seated meditation. I have one block. You could use a foam roller instead of the block. You could have both and see which one you prefer. And then when we get to the meditation, I've got my Zafu, my Chatra Zafu, which I love. So you could have a chair, you could sit on the chair, you can lie down if you prefer, or just have some pillows and blankets, all the cozy things close by. And we're going to start lying down. You don't need any of these props to begin. And come onto your back with the knees bent. Oh, I also have on my cozy socks. Always. This is one thing about summer that I'm ready for, is not wearing double pair of socks anymore. Okay, lie on your back, feet on the ground, feet a little wider than the hips, and let both knees knock over to the left. So feet stay wide, knees stay wide. If you want to extend out through that right arm, imagine someone's pulling that arm in the opposite direction of the legs. And allow your tailbone to move into your body slightly. So a little bit of a back bend. Good. And then ease your way back to center. Let the knees knock over to the right as you stretch out through that left arm. Feeling that oppositional reach. Let the tailbone move into the back, creating a little bit more of that extension in the lumbar curve. Head and neck can go wherever it's comfortable for you. And then heading back to the middle, you'll walk your feet in hip distance, cross your right ankle outside your left thigh like you're going to do a figure four. Arms can be out to the sides in any manner that you want. And then we're going to flow in and out of this a few times. So you're going to let the legs fall to the left, keeping that knee elevated towards the ceiling. And then you'll lift back to center, kind of using those right obliques, the steering wheel of the belly. And as the legs go to the left, kind of press down through that right shoulder, right arm. Again, that counterweight to the legs. Do that 2 or 3 times and then eventually settle into the twist. So moving around the spine and giving a little massage to those abdominal organs. A little nod to the hips, the low back. All right, and the next time you go to the left, we're going to pause. If it's there for you, you're going to reach down with your left hand and grab onto that right ankle and let the knee and the thigh move away from you. You're creating a little space on the right side of the belly. A few slow breaths. And then letting that go. Both feet down, you'll cross the left ankle outside the right thigh. Weighting that left shoulder and arm as you, a few times, move in and out of that twist. And when you come out and when you come in, see if you can control the movement primarily from the belly. More specifically from those abdominal organs. Or not organs, but muscles. I'm getting less specific. Use your core. And maybe the next time you tip to the right, settling into the shape for those few extended breaths. Right hand maybe grabbing the left ankle, that left thigh, kind of gently moving away from you. Continue to root down through the left shoulder, left arm, and breathe. And then releasing the shape, coming back to center, both feet down, and then you'll make your way onto a side and pressing yourself up, coming into tabletop, hands and knees position. Okay, so from your hands and knees, you're going to push the ground away with the hands and round the back as much as you can. Tuck the tail and tuck your chin. And then in slow motion, keeping this rounded spine, you're going to start to move your hips back towards your heels. And you do not have to touch, you're just moving in that direction, kind of sensing into any release along the back as you're moving back. Keep that tailbone tucking. And then whatever point you want to stop, feel free to linger as long as you like. And then you'll come forward back to hands and knees. And then moving in the opposite direction with the spine, you'll shift forward a little bit more out into the fingers, and then let the chest lift, let the tailbone lift. And you'll do that a few times where you round. Keep that big fullness of the back as you start to descend the hips towards the heels. And forward more into that cow pose or extension of the spine. And take 5 to 10 more breaths moving in this way. Okay, next time you come forward, just pause and hands and knees. And then come into a seat. Doesn't matter which way you face. I'm going to face you. I think I'll be a little clearer if I do it this way. And you're going to sit with the soles of the feet together like a butterfly position. And then I'm going to mirror you. You're going to roll towards the outside of that left hip. So the left hip and thigh come to the ground. And you can tuck that right knee behind you. And then slide your left heel in. So it looks like a pinwheel shape. Sometimes it's called deer twist. So we are going to twist to the left, and you're going to let the pelvis come and turn with you. So you're not trying to keep that hip down and just turn the spine. In fact, we want quite the opposite. You want the twist to start with the pelvis. So that right hip comes up and wraps around. And you can think about the right knee, right thigh extending away from you as you turn. And then just pause where you first feel that resistance. Any resistance, stop there. Take a breath in and a full breath out. And then on empty, if there's room, maybe you twist a little bit more to the right. And you'll do that a few times. You take a breath in, smooth breath out. And then on empty, feel those belly organs wrapping around to the left. You can stay up on the hands, you can come down onto the elbows, the forearms. If you want to stretch out through that right arm a little bit more. One more breath. And derotating. Coming back to that seat with the soles of the feet together and pause. And then you'll roll over onto the right side when you're ready. Tuck that left knee behind you. Slide the right heel in. And then when you're ready to turn, remember, let the pelvis go with you. You can think about that left knee extending out away from the body. And then take a breath in. And a breath out. And then on empty, maybe you move or twist a little bit more. Okay, one more breath. Come back to center. Soles of the feet together one more time and pause. All right, last little bit of movement. You'll want the foam roller or the block. And if you're using the block, you're going to put it on mama bear. So baby bear's lowest, mama bear, papa bear. If you're using the foam roller, I think it'll be pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to flip around. We're going to use it as a little back bending tool. So it's behind the upper back, somewhere behind the shoulder blades. I like to support the head with the hands. Not everyone does that, but for me it feels better on the neck. And then with feet on the ground, you're just going to lean back and open the chest. And you can explore different ranges of motion with the elbows. They can point straight up, out to the side, somewhere in between. And then after a little pause in that back bend, you'll lift yourself back up. And you'll do that at a few spots. You kind of wiggle forward or wiggle back, move that rolling object higher or lower. Maybe some snap, crackle, pops. I don't know if you could hear mine. Opening across the upper chest. The lungs come all the way up, the ribs come all the way up to the collarbones. So feeling the collarbones move apart from one another, creating that spread. And also kneading out any tension in the back, upper back. About 60% of our lungs reside in the back of the body. So we want the upper back to be able to move and be pliable. Okay, a few more moments, a few more breaths. If you're on the roller, of course, you could take it like a traditional foam roller, go up and down. I wouldn't recommend that with the block. You can try. Okay, when you're ready, lift yourself up and then come to a seat. If you're going to be seated for your meditation, you might go ahead and grab your cushion. If you're not staying, but you want to support yourself, we're just going to do a little bit of side bending and then we'll move into our meditation. So you're going to put your right fingertips on the ground or right palm on the ground. You can put the block underneath and lean over to the side. Take that top arm up and over. And then coming back up to center and tip over to the left. And then go back and forth a few times without an agenda per se or without forcing, but just creating a little more space in those intercostal muscles. So one side has to compress and get shorter so the other side can expand. Good. Even yourself up. Go one more time to each side. And then once you come back to center, maybe a few big shoulder circles or shrugs. Go both directions. Relax the arms, drop the chin to the chest, take some of those half circles, ear to shoulder. Right. And then deciding on your meditation posture for today. Seated, boost yourself up. You might grab some blankets to cover you. I normally have an extra blanket, but you might want something underneath the hands and the forearms to support the shoulders so you don't feel like you're hanging. If you're going to lie down on your back, put something behind the head. If you want a blanket to cover you. Closing the eyes if that's your choice, or just dropping the gaze. And instead of having a very focused meditation today, we're just going to do a 5-minute sit together. We're just going to be quiet for 5 minutes. And safeguarding the space, choosing to stay here, just this. Take a slow breath in. Slow breath out. And just observing what's here for you now, the echoes left in the body, the nervous system, the flavor of mood or state of mind that remains. If you're on your back, making your way up to a seat, finding that gesture you want to close with, hand on the heart, palms in prayer. Bowing the head more generously towards yourself, a sign of appreciation. Let's take a slow breath in together to close. A slow breath out. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.